The street lights flicker. Lights flicker like a tuning us in. Dials turned up, let the night begin. Coffee's cold, but the air feels right. Got a million stories waking up tonight. Static hum in the back of the room, like a heartbeat kicking through the gloom. Yeah, the world clock punched out hours ago, but the real ones stay for the after show. And the clock strikes late, but we don't care. We got a frequency hanging in the where the truth runs loose and the jokes don't hide. From the worship grind to the midnight drive. If you're out there listening, you're part of the ride. Hey, hey. Yeah, the signal's strong and the night runs deep for the insomniacs and the ones who don't sleep. Turn it up loud, let the whole world spark. You're not alone tonight, it's after dark. It's after dark. Yeah. From the factory floors to the bar stool kings, from the long haul roads to the quiet things. If you're soaking in a tub or stuck in your head, we got something better coming through instead. Yeah, the stories hit and the laughter rolls. Little chaos therapy for the restless soul. Yeah. No dress code here, no need to pretend. Just a voice on the line like an old good friend. Yeah, the night's got teeth, but we bite back with a little bit of truth and a lot of wise crack. Yeah, we're live after dark. Come on, step inside, where the truth runs loose and the jokes don't hide. From the worship grind to the midnight drive. If you're out there listening, you're part of the ride. Yeah, the signal's strong and the night runs deep for the insomniacs and the ones that don't sleep. Turn it up loud, let the whole world spark. You're not alone tonight, it's after dark. So wherever you are right now, dashboard glowing, break room buzzing, or just staring at the ceiling. Yeah, we see you, and you found us right on time. Hey, 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 hey. Let it roll, let it ride, let it carry you through every late night thought you never told the truth. Oh, yeah, we're live after dark, and the lines are open wide. I got a seat for you right here on this side. Yeah, the world might sleep, but we come alive when the clock hits late and the sparks collide. Yeah, the signal's strong and the night runs deep for the lost, the loud, and the ones that don't sleep. Turn it up loud, let the whole world spark. Welcome home tonight to Powers Point after dark.
Tired of sleeping alone?
When the sun dips low and the night creeps in, we crack one open, let the noise begin. Got movies to roast, got tracks to spin. If
Welcome to the Powers Point After Dark. Tonight's show, as I sit here in the dark, the silence, staring at a computer screen, I can hear the microphone buzzing. So much is wandering through my mind. Questions. And I do really have it in me. I question myself. Do I really have it in me? With maybe 12 hours of sleep since last Saturday, emotionally unstable at times, I want to get this out there, guys. Not to bring the show down, but to let you inside my mind. Last Saturday morning, as the 2300 knows, I lost my mother unexpectedly. And for those who really know me, you know, although she was my mom, our relationship, it just wasn't there. Not in the way people hope for. Not in the way you see in movies or hear in those stories where everything comes full circle and ties up nice and neat. Ours didn't. There were moments, little flashes where something real would break through, a sentence, a laugh, a look, something that made you think maybe, just maybe, there was more there. But the light wasn't always on. And when it went out, it stayed out for a long time. So now I'm sitting with something complicated here because grief isn't just sadness. It's not just missing someone. Sometimes it's mourning what never was. It's looking at a life and realizing you're not just saying goodbye to a person, you're saying goodbye to the possibility of ever fixing it. And that hits different. This week I've been running on fumes, emotionally, physically, every kind of tired you could think of. And I gotta say this, because it really matters. Karen, my wife, she's been everything through this. My rock, it doesn't even begin to cover it. She stepped in, took on things I didn't even know I had the strength to think about, and just held everything together. When I felt like I was coming apart at the seams, planning a funeral for someone, especially under these circumstances, it's surreal. Because for 10 years, 10 frickin' years, whenever I asked about arrangements, about anything like that, I was told, don't worry about it. You do not need to know. Over and over again, it does not concern you. Now here we are. And somehow, it all landed on me. There's a part of me that almost laughs at that. Not because it's funny, but because if I don't laugh, I might lose it. It's like even in the end, there's one last freaking curveball. One last figure it out. So my emotions, they're not neat. They don't sit in one place. I feel sadness for what could have been. I feel anger for what wasn't. I feel frustration because of the position I've been put in. And underneath all of it, I am freaking tired. The kind of exhausted that sleep doesn't fix. The kind that sits in your bones. The kind where you realize you haven't even had time to grieve. I don't even know what that looks like yet. But something unexpected happened this week too. My siblings, they're all here. The people that all hate each other. They're all under the same roof. Talking, actually talking for the first time in what, maybe a decade? Maybe longer? Yeah, there's history there. There's conflict, there's past issues, things said and unsaid. All of it. But right now, none of that is winning. Instead, in that house, you hear laughter. You hear conversations. You hear people remembering things, even the small stuff. And for once, there's no arguing. No tension hanging in the air, waiting to snap. Just people getting along. No mention of even my mom. It's just people getting along. And that matters more than I can put into words. Because in the middle of all this chaos, all this emotion, families showed up. It's not perfect. It's not polished. But they showed up. And that's why I'm sitting here tonight, Because family isn't just the people you are born into, it's the people who show up when it matters. It's the ones who check in, the ones who give you space when you need it, and pull you back in when you drift too far. And that brings me to each and every one of you, the 2300 Society. You, you've been incredible. The messages, the check ins, the patience. Letting me figure out without pressure. I don't know how to properly say thank you for that. Really don't. But just know it meant something. And it still does. And if you could be there for me like that, then hell yeah, I could be there for you. That's what this is. That's what this show has always been. Underneath all the laughs and all the chaos, it's connection. Real, messy, human connection. So yeah, as the saying goes, the show must go on. And who am I to say? Not tonight. Not when maybe someone out there needs a distraction, or a voice, or just something familiar to hold on to for a little while. So tonight we roll forward, maybe a little heavier than usual, but still here. We're still standing. We've got the favorites coming up. We got Blunt Talk later on where Keith's going to break down the combat sports, give you the results, and throw out his picks. You already know he's feeling good if you're winning money out there. Then later, beyond the A side, where Keith digs into those tracks that never get to shine, but probably should have. And yeah, we got some music lined up too that kind of hits a little deeper tonight. So stick around. We'll be back after these messages.
You tired of sleeping alone? Tired of your regular pillow, your life choice? Yeah, we thought so. Introducing Damn Me Dual Body Pillows, the only bedtime companions that never ghost you, never snore, and definitely never say we need to talk. Why settle for one when you can have two? That's right. Double the comfort, double the chaos, double the what am I doing with my life energy. Cuddle up between your favorite legendary pair, hero and sidekick, rivals turned allies, or just two absolute icons who look way too good printed on 5 feet of premium fluff. You want muscles? We got muscles. You want attitude? Oh, we got attitude. You want to feel like you're the center of attention for once? Boom, you're the main character now. Each pillow is crafted with ultra-soft fabric and just enough emotional support to get you through your questionable late-night decisions. Whether you're spooning a caped crusader, sandwiched between animated troublemakers, or caught in a friendly rivalry with two all-stars, you're not just going to sleep. You're entering a whole situation. And listen, we're not here to judge. You want wholesome cuddles? Cool. You want a little chaos in your bedtime routine? We see you. You want to wake up wondering why you're smiling? Mission accomplished? Dynamic dual body pillows. Because one fantasy wasn't cutting it. Sleep better, laugh harder, question everything.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to the Powers Point After Dark. With me, as always, definitely couldn't do this show without the man from Toledo, the man, the myth, the Mackey, the person that keeps all the dispensaries in business. I'm talking about Keith Mackey. What's going on, bro?
Hey, we're here, buddy. We're here for you, man. It's I'm sorry for all the way things have been going, man. That's rough shit, especially when I woke up Saturday like afternoon. It was like 1, 2 o'clock, something like that. I hadn't seen my phone. I looked at it and I saw there was like a bunch of messages, and I thought, oh man, these guys must have been, having some jokes and you know what I mean, like that. And then I opened it up and seen what it was. I'm like, oh man, that's just it's terrible. And my heart goes out to you, your family, everybody, man. It's a rough time, man. Really no other way to say anything but to say to make it any better. Just hopefully it eases up as soon as it
You know,
can.
just knowing you guys are there and my family here
Hmm.
makes things a whole hell lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I hope for, if nothing else. It's like, man, well, I hope at least everybody shows up for you and shows out for you, because I know you do it for an awful lot of people, man. It ain't necessarily the number of folks who do it back for you doesn't fucking match that. I would say, you know what I mean. And there's quite a few people like that, but you're definitely high on the list of that. So I'm glad that everybody showed up for you.
It's just this was unexpected.
Yeah,
You know, I thought it was my dad at first. Because my dad's like on his last leg. You
right.
know, he's definitely got one foot in the grave and one in the banana peel, man. And calling people and telling them the news, man. And the first person I called was my dad.
Yeah, that
And
couldn't have been good.
hearing him, I never want to hear that again. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, I have to because I have to tell him every single day
Oh
because
shit, he's forgetting it.
he's forgetting it, man. And then he's like, "Hey, man, have you talked to your mom? I've been trying to call her."
Ah, fuck. You did say that was, yeah, you said you're worried that was gonna happen. Oh man, that's fuck. That's terrible.
And I'm sorry to bring the show down, guys. You know, I always said that the radio and the podcast and everything, they always are my therapy.
Yeah.
And Dave's checked in with me, man, every single day, man. And if I don't check in, the man jumps in my throat and he's like, "I need to know, man, you okay?" You know? And then, like I said, man, people that my mom was a very toxic person. Everybody knows this. And a lot of times they say when like the mother dies, everybody just spreads apart, you know?
Right.
But the quite my family is so fucked up. I guess we didn't get that memo because everybody's together. Everybody's working together. Everybody's not arguing. We're all sitting down at a table. We're all eating together.
Well,
And
I mean,
it's
if there is a bright side to it, that would be it.
that is it, man. And as time goes, knowing that they got to go back home and then things will get quiet again, and then some other shitty thing I'm dealing with. My little brother got thrown in the emergency foster care. And so he might not even be able to go to my dad's funeral
Oh wow.
because my dad's not of sound mind. My mom's gone.
Yeah.
I can't take care of him. And it's, he's a 16-year-old kid that don't speak before he think or don't think before he speaks. And he says sometimes the wrong things to people that outsiders who like to interfere, you know, and instead of letting us work things out, they're like already sending child protection services all over his ass. And now my little brother's gone. And that bothers me.
Yeah.
Not only did I lose my mom, now I'm gonna, I don't have the money to fight no government, you know,
Right.
but he's in a good place. And I can't, who am I to really say, like, this is all wrong, you know? And then my dad, my dad weighs 128 pounds right now, he's on his way out, dude. He's
Wow.
given, and so in honestly, 6 months, I'm probably gonna be doing this shit all over again, and, uh,
Yeah.
and I almost didn't make it through that opening, and,
Yeah. You could tell it was a rough one, but you did. You got through it, bud. Hopefully, this last one of those you got to make. at least
you
for a
know,
while.
and it's legit. I have not slept but
Yeah.
12 hours this week. And my wife would get so mad, like, why are you up? Why are you up? And I'm like, well, I got a meeting with this person. I got a meeting with that person. And so I asked one of my old pastors, childhood pastors, man, I used to be best friends with his son. Uh, I pulled him out of retirement, man. I asked him to officiate over her. And he's like, yeah, man, no problem, no problem. And he's like, it sounds like you need a little therapy, but not like a doctor therapy or a psych therapy. He asked me to do something, man, I didn't even think about. He asked me to write my mom's obituary. And though it'd be too easy to be like, my mom's a bitch, my mom's a bitch. And then all of a sudden I can hear Cartman in my head.
Right.
Uh, uh, but you know what? After a couple hours, I got it down to what I like. And he said, send it to me. So I sent it to him and he goes, now the next part of the therapy, and this is going to be the hardest. I want you to read it to your dad.
Oh
And,
wow.
and
So you did that?
I did it.
Oh wow.
And it's different, man. Cause like I'd always complain about my mom. Sean, you knew my mom. Dave, you knew my mom. Like
You guys both did? See, I wondered that. I wondered if either one of them. I assumed Sean maybe had, but I didn't know. Dave, you also knew her too, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
Dave came to my first wedding, and
Okay.
then my mom would pop down to North Carolina every now and then with my dad.
Yeah.
Just magically show up at my door because they took a wrong trip in Tennessee or a wrong turn, and the first thing they would do is tell everybody get in the car, we're going to the buffet, and and that's it, man,
Oh wow. What,
that's
Dave
what
would
they did.
magically show up at your door?
Oh, my mom and dad would just magically show up. I'd be sitting in my trailer off base, and I'd hear a knock on the door. I'd open it, and it's my mom, and I'm like, "Oh, geez."
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were saying like when you were like with whatever the after you got married that suddenly Dave would just show up magically at your door.
Oh, no, no, no,
Okay.
no.
Hey, that wouldn't be bad either, right?
Yeah, yeah. And Dave stayed at my house a couple times when he was in town.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, man. It's different. It's different knowing that I can't I can't fix something that's already gone, but I'm
Right.
not going to sit there and dwell on it.
Yeah.
And again, this show and everybody listening, whether you're here live, and it's the people here right now that are the 2300, each and every one of you guys. And I told Sean, I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to say, but it's probably going to be my most heartfelt, off the cuff. Like I'm doing a lot of thinking, a lot of, and even though I'm tired, my eyes, man, they feel like I got like 5 pound weights on them.
Wow.
Like I said, maybe somebody else hearing this, maybe they need the distraction. So,
Yeah. Or
no
just
matter,
knowing that someone else is going through it, you know?
right, right. Somebody else, man. A lot of people in the world, you know, our
Yeah.
friend Ava, Iran, you know, I don't even know if she's still here with us.
Right. Right. Well, from what we understand, also, Light Bright, her mom wasn't doing so well either.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And she actually called me not too long ago, and I was like, just waking up, and this is
Mhm.
before my mom, and then I get like a 4 minute message, but all I hear is like nothing, like it was put back in the pocket, so
Mhm.
you can't say you butt dialed me, man, because I'm like in the middle of the damn telephone book, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So
Suddenly, like, here in the distance ordering McDonald's or some shit.
right, right,
Yeah.
so I was in their pocket.
Hey,
But
Worst places to
Uh,
be.
it is what it is, guys. We're going to have some fun tonight. I really don't have a subject to talk about. It's probably going to go off the rails, but next to the rails is another set of rails. And we'll
Hmm.
just jump on those rails and we're going to be what we do. We're going to be just have some fun, try to have some fun. I need this. And this is the only thing that's going to like, my wife every day, she's like, man, go back to bed, and that the one time I thought it was 1 o'clock, it was only 10, but when you wake up, your eyes are blurry.
Right.
And then I went up and sat down. I just started eating, man. And she's been making me lunch and dinner, and then my work, they let me off last Sunday and Monday to get things done. And then I got the call today and told me that don't even think about coming to work on Monday. So uh, another paid day. I don't have to be there, so I'm okay.
Yeah, that's cool, man. You definitely need to get your rest in after we finish up here.
Oh, after here and after Monday, the funeral's Monday, and it's not even, dude. They haven't even cremated her yet.
Okay.
The They said sometime middle next week. They'll go pick her up from the hospital because she's still in the morgue drawer.
Oh wow.
And like it took an hour 15 minutes for the hospital to clean her up because there was so much blood. It looked like one of those posters on Dave's wall.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and sh they gave her 8 bags of blood, and it was coming out faster than it was going in.
Oh my goodness.
And their words, not mine. When they give like a compression on her chest, it was like a squirt gun. Just
Oh.
yeah. So I don't mean to be graphic, but and then I was the person that had to say enough's enough, and I
Wow, when
always
it's at
thought, huh?
if it's at that point, yeah.
Right. They're like, can we please stop? It's like 20 minutes, and they had to clean the walls, the floors, the ceiling. Uh, and then they finally let me in the room, and I went and I held her hand. And then my dad, he was like mentally not just gone, you know? And so he's holding my hand. He reached and held my hand. And the only thing I thought, and then the thoughts became vocal, I said, damn, Dad, I don't know who's colder, Mom or you.
Yeah.
Because my dad's hands were ice cold,
Yeah.
because his blood circulation's crap. And it was just me, stroke time, and my dad in the room, man. And we stayed there for a good hour, you know. But even then, I still, like, kind of told her, opened up. But Wednesday, before she passed, I was sitting there and I was talking to Mo. And if Mo was in the room, he can back this one up. I was sitting on the phone with him at work. We are talking about his next appointments and all that, and something hit me like a hammer, dude, a hammer, and it said, "Get right with your mom." Like, and I go, Mo, something weird happened, man, and I just heard a voice that said, "Get right with your mom,"
Hmm.
and Mo said, "Damn, dude, I just got chills." So the next morning, I called her and I was like, "Hey, I don't know what happened between us ever, but I love you," you know? And she said something to me, and then she hung up on me. And I called her back and I was like, "Hey, I don't know what happened. We got disconnected." And she's like, "No, I hung up on you." And she hung up again.
Oh wow.
And that was my relationship with my mom, and so, but it's all going down. I don't feel guilty. There's no guilt hanging over me because I was able to tell her, like, she could hear me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you got it out, man. That's good.
y- and everybody's like, "Oh, your mom, she loved you," and it's kind of hard, the believe that, but it is what it is, guys. As Popeye says, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I know what you mean because obviously you know what the relationship with me and my mom is, and it's not the rosiest thing either. But I'm pretty sure we both love each other. But yeah, it's some complicated shit, man.
so my last thing I'm saying about this is, if you are listening to this again, the replay, or you're in this room, man, don't let time ruin something. Even a little spark. Tell them you love them. Tell your spouse. Tell your mom. Tell your dad. You know, call your sister. I haven't talked to my sister in like a good 7 years, 8 years, and I'm tired of the bullshit, dude. I'm tired of the tension. When my mom passed, all the tension was released, and I asked my wife to give me her phone number, my sister's phone number, because I blocked it. I don't want to deal with this shit. But she always texts my wife just to get updates about my dad. And the first, I said, I called and she was a little apprehensive. And I said, hey. And she's like, hey. I go, I just got one thing to say. And she's like, yeah. I said, welcome home. And
Well,
when I said those two words, I felt like more release, like more guilt released. You know, we're getting older,
yeah,
and,
yeah,
too many stubborn people, they go away, and you might have something to say to them, and you don't get that chance, you know? I know Sean knows exactly how I feel. He lost his dad a couple years ago,
no, well,
and Dave, didn't you lose your dad too? Uh, he lost his uncle. Like, it's a lot of bullshit, man. You know, and it just sucks. So again, tell that person you love them, man. Give them a hug. Do something good for that person, just to throw them off. You know, do it for your mental health later on in life. And I'm just,
if I can say something, this show here has done good for my pops because he's sitting here right now. He knows everybody listening in this room loves him. You know what I mean? He knows because Dave tells him every week they've never met each other. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
I appreciate that. And pops, we all love you. We know, and I hope you're at least taking something from this.
it's just, like, my dad, he's like, why? Why am I still here? I lost my two sisters. I lost my two daughters. I lost my sister. I lost my mom and dad. I lost my first wife. I lost my best friend in life, my wife. Why am I still here? I can't answer. He still has something to give, I guess. He still has something to teach.
Yeah.
And, like, we all went to the nursing home yesterday. And, man, the smile on my pop's face, man, and more tears were coming down his face. We all told him we loved him, man. I told him, man, to put those bones away, man, because they feel weird, dude. I seen lab skeletons that had more meat.
Right.
Uh, and then I told him, I was like, the last time I seen legs like that were hanging out a nest. Uh, and he laughs, He said we cracked jokes, and he had that wit because he'd come right back at me. And then I called him like an hour after everybody left and just said, "Hey man, how was everything?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I go, how was it seeing everybody? And he's like, who? It
Oh
was already
man,
gone.
that's
And
damn. That's a shame. That's a shame because he would have loved that. You know, he would have loved to have remembered that.
and I told him, I was like, hey, I'll pick you up at 10 a.m. on Monday. And he's like, where are we going? Are we going to go eat? No, no, just the opposite. So, like, how's my dad going to take this? We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I
What's
mean,
up?
that's. I mean, you were talking about cruel. To have to forget that and hear it again repeatedly. Oh my, wow.
It's like what I do to deserve that,
Yeah,
like, but, like I said, man, the only thing good out of this is the siblings working together.
yeah. That's definitely that's nice. Hopefully, it stays that way.
Dude,
Or at least enough to where everybody can stay cordial with each other.
even the dog walks around with like a smile on his face, dude, and wagging his tail, and I'll send you a picture, Keith, because remember I said he was a dachshund Chihuahua mix,
Yep.
and he's like
Yeah,
80
I actually
pounds.
forgot about him till you just said something. Yeah.
And what's up, just Jim? Just uh, at least more and more people. You're listening to Powers Point After Dark. The show's a little down right now, and I apologize for that. But I promise you it'll get better. And yeah, when we're going to take a quick commercial. We're going to take. I apologize, Keith. How was your week, man? I'm like all the
It was, up and down, feeling shitty, you know what I mean? Same thing, but obviously wasn't, wasn't as bad as yours, but I was there fucking end. I apologize for any times that I was like passing out and wasn't, didn't respond to you right away. That's not, if I see it, I'm always on it.
that's that yeah, it can't be worse than. What kind of show do you got going on? Uh, no, it's Jay Hatter. He's in the house again for people that don't see what we see.
Right.
You could check out Jay Hatter's Wonderland and the man. Jay Hatter. I sent all of my listeners your tracks that you sent me last week, and I'm not going to play them this week, but I will play them possibly next week. And damn, they're so good. And yeah, really good, man. Good therapy for that too. Just listening to the music. But what else has been going on, man? I know you said you ate a lot of macaroni and it screwed you up.
Yeah, it did. It messed me up bad. Apparently, it was a little too much dairy for me. You know what I mean? Not the, obviously. I think I told you about the kid in the dollar store was getting on my nerves yesterday, right? I think that was about the more eventful thing that pretty much happened when I wasn't passing out throughout the week. But I was at the dollar store and I heard this kid was like pressuring his mom to leave the store, and his mom just seemed like the nicest lady, and this kid's just being a little fucking prick the whole time, and she keeps telling him stop, and he's like, what? And she's like, well, you're forcing me, because he was like controlling the cart, and he's like pushing the cart through the checkout and all that, and then eventually when he gets to the checkout, when the mom's trying to talk to him, the kid just keeps going, yup, 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 whenever the fuck one he was saying. And I was just thinking, as like, man, as much I don't know, because obviously, I got the Zen Master thing going, but there's definitely, where there's a spike up, there's a spike down. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
was thinking in my head, it's like, I'd like to go up and slap this kid, not just like a little like whatever, but I was like, I'd like to put some, so much into it, like so much palm into it, that he knows that the next offering can only be a fist. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in order for these dumbass fucking kids to stop acting this fucking way, they need, I feel like threats that come almost like from their own peers. You know what I mean? Like they're not worried about what like someone who's they consider authority. They go right to, well, you can't do this to me. you know. But whereas like another kid their own age comes up and threatens them, you know, they're going to show them respect because they know. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not, you know, they're not worried about what the other people think. The only what counts to them is from their own peers. And it's like, so somehow you got to get these kids' own peers to start smacking the shit out of them, you know what I mean, for doing such the kind of things and being fucking disrespectful like that, you know?
Hey, Jay Hatter said, a punch to the back of the head don't leave a bruise.
Doesn't leave a mark, right? Yeah.
Neither does a thick ass phone book.
Yeah, there you go.
Do they even make phone books anymore? There's just aged myself.
Uh,
Uh,
Shit, I don't know. I can't remember the
man,
last time we got one. I remember there used to be like stacks of them laying around. Was if you were, you know, some people like that, you know, was like that. Okay, you get one, Jay Hatter. Okay, I haven't gotten one, and I can't remember how long.
wow, me either. Me either.
Yeah.
You remember they used to like drive around on a little bike or whatever, man, with this big ass bag
Right.
and go deliver a thick book for Yellow Pages and a white book for like local.
Yeah.
Not being racist here or anything, man. Uh,
Right.
but oh man, so I got some music today, man, in place of a lot of I don't know. It's just gonna be music and talking, man, and blunt talk and be on the A side. Other
That's
than
what
that,
we just. Yeah, that's what we do.
I'm looking for you guys to call in. Looking for you guys to just call in, man. Let me know how your week's going. I talk
Mm.
to a lot of you guys, you know, but mostly through text. I want to hear you. So when I come back, we are going to be doing blunt talk, some really good stuff, and there's a big message for it. So it's a good intro. You'll like it, Keith.
Okay.
So all right, we're going to take a quick commercial. I mean, really quick. It's our fastest one, and then we're going to listen to a tune, man. So stay tuned. We'll be back after all this mess.
It's back to school time. Let Sticking Together by JK on Etsy add something special to your new season. Show pride with car decals, labeled dorm and school supplies, or organized totes with all your free time. Whatever you need, Sticking Together by JK on Etsy is your one-stop shop for personalization and decor needs.
Sun's dropping low on a tired old street. Got the same old rhythm dragging at my feet. There's a screen door creaking, a whisper inside, but you don't say much when you got something to hide. I've been watching how you move these days, like a card sharp slipping through the place. You say you're mine, but you don't come clean, and I ain't sure what you really mean. Half-light woman, what you trying to do? Got one eye on me and one on someone new. When the shadows fall and the truth comes out, you leave me standing here in doubt. Half-light woman, don't you cross that line. You've been walking real close to what's mine, and I don't raise hell, but I just might if you keep playing games in the half-light. Neighbor says he saw your car last night, parked out back where there ain't no light. Says he heard voices low and slow, but he don't get paid to know what he knows. I poured a drink just to pass the time, watched the hands crawl past 9. You walked in late with a borrowed smile, said don't start nothing, stayed a while. Half-light woman, what you trying to do? Got one eye on me and one on someone new. When the shadows fall me standing here in doubt. Half-light woman, don't you cross that line. You've been walking real close to what's mine. And I don't raise hell, but I just might, if you keep playing games in the half-light. I ain't the kind to go looking for fights, but I don't sleep easy on restless nights. There's a line in the dirt and it's plain to see. You keep stepping closer, testing me. You say it's nothing, just let it go. But nothing don't linger the way I know. Half-light woman, what you trying to prove? Every little secret in the way you move. When the sun goes down and the truth won't stay, you turn your back and you walk away. Half-light woman, last time I'll say, don't make me watch you slip away. 'Cause I've been holding on too tight to a love that lives in the half-light. I'm sitting downtown, crying neath the statue of Jesus. Both of us lonely and cold. I hope no one can see us. I know I'm drunk, yeah, but I don't think that he'd care. Surely he must understand these crosses that I bear. So I'm sitting downtown, crying neath the statue of Jesus. Sometimes I think she's right, I ain't worth a shit. A wife and kids to feed, and here I sit. I swear to God I tried, but I just don't think I fit. Daddy always said everything I touched it turned to shit. So I'm sitting downtown, crying neath the statue of Jesus. I did 30 days hard for stealing cigarettes. How's a man supposed to tell his children that? I swear to God I tried, but I just don't think I fit. Daddy always said everything I touched it turned to shit. So I'm sitting downtown, crying neath the statue of Jesus. I'm sitting downtown, crying neath the statue of Jesus.
All right, Dave. That was for Dave. The original song I can't play. It is by Martin Zeller from the Gear Daddies. And if you don't know who the Gear Daddies are, they are a Minnesota bar band, and they got like 3 albums out, 4 albums, and check them out. I mean, they haven't been together, but they haven't made nothing since like 91. But they are like icons in Wisconsin and Minnesota, and they still do concerts like that. They do like pop-up concerts, and they sell out so fast, and they're on my bucket list. And I can never get to them fast enough because they sell their tickets at a good price. They don't like rip people off. But
Right.
I gotta ask you guys something on the news, okay? And we don't talk politics. We don't talk religion here. We don't judge people.
Right.
But I'm judging the news because it baffles me. It blows my mind. And you can read this yourself to see I'm telling the truth. Let me read this headline to you guys, okay? U.S. quadruple amputee cornhole champion arrested for murder.
Yep. I saw that too. I saw that too. Hey, don't mean he can't strangle with what he has.
No, no, he shot somebody.
He shot what?
Yeah, I don't know how because he's amputee from the knees down and his wrists are gone. Like how
Was he
how?
banging on the how could he even hold the fucking thing?
That's what I'm
In his
saying.
mouth? That's
You could throw a
crazy.
bean bag, but how do you pull a trigger?
That's
So
crazy.
uh, that's the one question that I had that I was hoping somebody can answer here, and
Right.
it's all over the place. And he's a world champion for Dave. It's kind of hard to pull a trigger with your tongue, man.
I was about to ask that. I mean, let's say that's about real. Yeah, that's just like Jay Hatter saying. That's the only thing he has left is his tongue, right? It's the only like thing that could be even remotely close to it. Well, I guess he has
Well,
one more appendage, but I doubt he could pull the trigger with that.
he has a fluffer follow
Yeah.
him. Oh man, dude. So listen to the news, man. Follow up with this, and I don't know what to laugh. I don't know if this is going to ever be on any new edition of Ripley's Believe It or Not. If it was a damn whatchamacallit. Uh, Dave, it could be one of those. Like you put the styrofoam rocket on, and it's got the tube and the thing that compresses the air, and it
Yeah.
shoots the rocket. Maybe he fell over on it.
Right. See,
And
that's I thought when I saw the article, I didn't read it. I thought maybe he had strangled somebody because I have seen it. People in, like at least the people with, no legs or something like that, in jujitsu who actually have they have a way where they set like I'm trying to think of any fucking word to use that isn't nub, but I guess what the stump like, but they put like the stump on either side of the person's throat and they fucking choke them with that. And it's very, and it looks like it fucks people up pretty bad. So I don't, that's what I assumed was that maybe he had done some strangling, but when they say he shot, it's like, that yeah, that becomes way more of a that's a fucking tall task there for that man. You almost you almost want to respect the shit, you know what I mean? Wonder how many shots it took. Yeah, exactly.
like he wasn't putting his wrist through the little like the flange to pull the trigger. Like,
Right.
dude.
That's
And in other news, wrestling news, Buff Bagwell announces that he will be having one more wrestling match, even though he lost his leg in July. He
yeah.
appeared on TNA Wrestling, and it was a really good promo with him and Frankie Kazarian. And I really hope Buff let the man have one more match. I mean,
Yeah,
we
he
got
looked
Zach, what's his name, with one
Gowan.
leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, put
Yeah,
them
he
both
looked good,
together.
man. Like I said, I thought it was Sting when you sent it. Now I don't know if I've ever told this story of when I actually met Buff Bagwell. Have I ever told you this one, Scott?
No,
Yeah, we were he was here. There's this thing that they do every year at Halloween. It's called the Haunted Hydro, where it's like a haunted boat, because they got a lot of boats around here.
yeah.
Or like a haunted ship, you know what I mean? Something like that. Well, uh he was there signing autographs. So I didn't go to that event, but we went to me and a couple friends of mine went to a bar that night, because we had, I guess, like missed him by whatever, but we wasn't going there anyway. And when I got to this bar, dude I know comes running out. He's like, "Hey man, Buff's inside right now." And so I went in and I used the bathroom, whatever, gave him a second to chill. But anyway, I walked past him and he glanced over. So I thought, okay. So I introduced myself to him and talked to him. You know what I mean? He's a nice guy. from what I met. So when he was saying like that, he needs to apologize to the people. Not that he's ever going to hear this, but he doesn't have to apologize to me at all because that dude couldn't have been more friendly. And I offered him a drink. I says, "Well, can I get you a drink?" And he says, "Oh no!" And then he shows me his cup, and it's like full of ice water. And it's like I'm looking around. It's like, how the fuck did you get a plastic cup inside this bar? It's like I don't think you know what I mean. Like look around, and everybody else is drinking out of glasses and all this shit, but like he has this weird fucking plastic cup. I always thought that like struck me odd. But one of the people that I was with at the time, they had these big screen TVs going on in the bar, and a commercial for SmackDown comes on, of all fucking things. And this was when they were WCW was still around, so Buff was still in WCW at the time. And The Rock comes on, and the guy fucking goes to Buff, "Hey," and then just points at The Rock. And this is while I'm in the middle of having like my meeting with him. You know what I mean? My little short conversation with him. And Buff just like gets this fucking like dejected fucking look on his face and shakes his head. And I was like, I didn't even excuse myself. I just walked away from him. I was like, fuck. It's like, and then I had to go walk back to fucking where this dude is sitting. You know what I mean? Who just did it. It's like, all right, we're getting the fuck up out of here. It's like, you just ruined my fucking Buff Bagwell moment. But he was, like I said, couldn't have been more friendly to me.
And then, as Dave just pointed out, one half of the original Midnight Express,
Yeah.
Dennis Condrey died. Him and Randy Rose, they
were they the
came up-
original?
Yep.
So Beautiful
And,
Bobby was number 2?
Yep, because Bobby was the shit, number
Yeah.
2. And then Sweet Stan came in when Dennis Condrey
slapped 3 women off him when he got the phone call.
And if you don't listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, he just learned on air while they were filming that Dennis died. And so they spent an hour breaking down how much Dennis meant to the wrestling world. It wasn't just the Midnight Express. Him and Dr. D. David Schultz used to be a tag team up in Nova Scotia.
Wow.
And dude, that's a mean team. And
Dr. D's a mean team by himself.
Jim was talking about how they bought a van. It was Beautiful Bobby and Dennis. They bought a van, and they didn't get the registration yet, and they were somewhere in the South. And there's a lot of heat back in the day, and so the police pulled them over, and they didn't have the registration, so they took them to jail. And they're like, "You beat the Rock and Roll Express. You used a weapon. What was it?" And they said, Dennis just yelled out, "It was ether." And Beautiful Bobby was the guy that was just like, let's get out of here, And then they had to call Jim Cornette down the road and let him know. And this is when phones weren't just like around like they are today. And so many sad people passing just this year, man. Yeah. And then our boy Alan Richardson, he
that was the best.
The neighbors, I guess, they didn't like him or something, and Alan beat the piss out of him.
Did you see the footage?
Yeah, no, I didn't see the footage.
Oh yeah, I seen the footage, man. This dude he stepped right in front of Richardson's fucking motorcycle. He was riding like one of them, like one of the crotch rockets ones that look like kind of like pieces of candy.
Yeah.
And this dude just purposely fucking sidestepped his way in front of his bike and sent him flying over the fucking handlebars.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so he gets up and you can hear, and it's straight fucking him. You can't mistake him. He's like, "Dude, I ought to knock you the fuck out for doing that." You know what I mean? It's like, and the guy, he warned the dude several fucking times, man. You know what I mean? To not, but this dude just kept pushing him, kept like literally pushing him, not fucking, pushing him like verbally, like he was literally putting his hands on him. And he says, "You touch me again, I'm gonna knock you out." And then, he touched him one more time, and sure enough, fucking, he laid a couple on him, man. He's lucky he didn't get them reacher elbows, man. I know that's for sure.
Hell yeah, man. And he got let off.
Did he? Good. And good. You wonder what's up with that, because obviously he's not in good standings with the fucking with like Hollywood right now, right? And isn't
Right, right.
so it
And
makes you
then
wonder.
another person, man, DiBiase Jr. had
Hmm.
a lot of shit against him, man, for like frauding the government of millions of dollars, and he faced up to 187 years in jail, and he got let off. It was
Wow,
proven that he didn't do what they said. So
wow,
it was like a welfare social what should we call it? Like, like just screwing over the government and taking
man.
money.
And
So
like Jay Hatter's saying here about Chuck, Chuck Norris is passing, and pretty much like we called it, man. It didn't take too long where you could see the bullshit articles coming out about legend passes, but did his political leanings overshadow his legacy? Like, no fucking way did they. Bullshit. Like, I didn't even know the fucking dude's political leanings until after he died, and they're like, "Oh, well, did you know he was with this?" Like, no, because he's fucking Chuck Norris. You know what I mean? I
and who
didn't give a shit.
cares?
Remember, it used to be a thing you didn't ask about.
And that's why.
Yeah.
This is why.
That's
But
why, and they all sound like such fucking idiots anyway, don't they? You hear the political people talking when you hear them, like, "Hey, you know, you, don't- everybody ain't really, you don't want to know what's really going on. I mean, what's really going on? It's like, all right, well, what's really going on then? Well, hey, I mean, you tell me. I mean, you tell me. You look at it. Who follows the money, and then fuck, you know what I mean? You tell me what's going on. Blows your
and
mind, don't it? Like they
that's what
never give you a fucking answer to anything. They just, it's garbage.
and this is why we are a special breed of show.
Yeah,
Again, it doesn't matter here if you are a Democrat, a Republican, a liberal. We don't care. You show us the respect and we'll give you the respect. Uh,
exactly.
we don't talk politics here. We don't talk religion because you can leave that bullshit out. There's enough of those podcasts that you can go to where they cram it down your throat, even if you don't really want to hear it. You're not going to hear it here. And I know
Right,
we're an hour in the show already and we haven't even got the blunt talk yet.
right.
But
And
you know
obviously,
what?
we know some religious people who are pretty fucking suspect. So that's, in my experience, you know what I mean? The more like devout religious people I've known in my experience have usually been some shady characters. You know what I mean? I guess we'll leave it at that one.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I meant everybody's shady in some way or form, but it's just these people are in the limelight, so it's easier to be called out on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Uh, all
Yeah.
right. I
100%, man.
guess we're just gonna start this off here. Join us now, all the way from Grand Rapids. He is one half of one of our podcasts that's on the network, Third Floor Assessments. Talking about my brother at arms, Dave. What's going on, man?
What's
Hey
up,
guys,
buddy?
Not much, bro. What's going on?
nothing. Living the dream. Just wanted to, just wanted to talk, vent
What's on your
a
mind,
little
champ?
bit, dude. It. Oh, this week's been a fucking blur. It
No,
seems
come on.
like I just talked to you, Scott, and then what I said to you. Then the next day, your mom passes. Dude, I have lived with guilt for this whole fucking stretch for so long. I can't stand it.
As guilt as far as what?
What I talked with Scott.
Oh, okay.
But you know what, man? Like my mind's blank right now, Dave, honestly, you know? Uh just because I'm using the show as like an erase, you
Yeah.
know
Right.
what I mean? To get my mind off of shit. But
Yep.
man, Dave, you have survived a lot of shit.
Yep.
You've gone through a lot of shit. My brother from another mother is still here with us.
Yeah.
This
And you walk in
dude
your
is
own miles.
rocking with his son Dakota on Third Floor Assessments, man, where people love. Man, Dave, I couldn't be more proud of you, bro. You've checked in with me every single day, man. And night. You
Right.
got to throw in the nights. And then
True.
while Dave's whooping ass on baseball on the games, man, But you know what, Dave, man? Sadness is almost over for me, man. And
Good.
it's I know you asked Keith, man, if you should record last week or whatever, man. And yes, dude, just because I'm down, don't mean people gotta lose that third floor pass, you know?
Right. I tell you,
Yeah.
Keith did us a huge favor with his dynamic duo suggestion.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm
that was
really planted to
awesome.
see you guys actually had to, carry it out. So you guys did a great job.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed how fluid that show went. It's
You're
like
getting better,
you
man.
told
You're
me,
only going to get better.
and I'm like, huh, okay.
You got this, man. You are getting this. You're only 12 shows and 12 shows, and I'll get that interview out with Third Floor on Powers Point as soon as I can here. It's like
I
shit.
completely understand. Takes
Uh,
forever. Oh well.
I'm about to like do a little recording and send over everything to my boy over here,
Yep.
and just
Yeah,
let
no problem.
just let him throw it together.
Heck yeah.
I can do
Uh,
that.
and I appreciate it all, man. And but
Yeah,
Dave,
well,
Dave,
we're a team, baby. That's what, that's what's up. That's why we're different. We're a team.
Yep.
Dave, you wake up each morning, man. You go to bed each night, and the next morning you wake up, dude. Be happy, be proud that you're still here, man.
Right.
You got a lot to tell, man. You got stories to tell. Don't rob the people of that shit.
Understand.
That's my mission for you, man. Let the people know.
Right. And you're
Right.
walking your own miles here, bro. It was a rough week for Scott, but definitely 100%. But he forgot that you're walking your own, you're dealing with your own fucking issues and circumstances yourself, you know what I mean? So it's rougher for him, but it doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily make it any, easier on you. So, we definitely fucking love you, care about you too, buddy.
Oh yeah. Doctor called me yesterday, and they're doing a second echogram on my heart. Remember, I just had one done. They're now doing another one.
Oh boy.
Well,
So
maybe
I don't know.
I mean, just don't like manifest anything, man. Don't sit there and dwell in shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You can't enjoy life when you're sitting around, man, thinking, "Oh man, what now? What now?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
just just enjoy everything while you can. All right?
Yeah. All
Damn
right,
right. Mo,
fellas.
like Mo said right there, we're all here for each other. That's what's up too.
A
Yeah.
That's what's
world
up.
without Boner, man, he is not a good world at all.
Not one I want to know.
All right, fellas.
All right, my brother. You
All
have a
right.
good one.
You too.
Later.
See you, buddy.
Okay, that was Dave from Third Floor Assessments, man. One of my military brother at arms. Uh, we got each other through a lot of shit. And yeah, I mean, dude, keep it coming. I don't even care, dude. Honestly, we
Yeah.
got blunt talk and all that coming up, man. And hell, we might not even make it through half the shit that I got in front of me, man. But real fast, let's just do it, man. It's time to bring in the man with the picks, the prophet of pain. The reason your local bookie down at Joe's Balls and Billiards is gnashing his teeth. Yeah, it's Keith. Tonight he's breaking down all the latest combat sports results, giving you the hottest picks for the next fight. And yeah, making sure you're cashing in while Louie's Women of the Night hedge fund cries into its spreadsheets. Now listen up. Every dollar you win, remember your boy Keith is helping you out. How? With his award winning tiny little fee, just 94% of your total wins.
Mhm.
That's right. A bargain for tax season. Peace of mind. You win, you donate to your local Toledo guru Keith, and he keeps you sharp, laughing, and ready for the next card on the table. So buckle up, guys. It is time for Blunt Talk. Here's Keith.
Here's Keith Mackey.
It is another Friday night here in East Toledo. Time for some blunt talk. Well, last week, when it came down to the picks, I actually did pretty good. Your boy went 3-0. And yeah, I guess, well, we'll get into that right off the bat. In the main event, it was Mavzar Evloev taking on Lerone Murphy with big title fight implications. Now, there's a lot of controversy in who people thought won this fight. Now, Mavzar ended up walking away with the decision like I thought he would. And to be honest, I'm not sure what fight other people were seeing because I actually thought he won that fight at the end of it. But there's a lot of people saying that they thought Lerone had pulled it off. Now, when it's 2 rounds apiece and it goes into that 5th and deciding round, you know what I mean? You're going to have that kind of discrepancy between people. But what actually happened was in the 4th round, I believe Lerone Murphy fucking either pulled a muscle or fucking dislocated, did something. He damaged his hip somehow, where it doesn't really matter if he had won that fight. He's not going to be fighting for the title anytime soon anyway, because he's out until at least September, they're saying. So, and then, yeah, so there goes his title fight. But yeah, it does look like Mavzar will probably be fighting Alexander Volkanovski for the belt. I really don't see anybody else who should get that fight besides him or who he should be fighting in the meantime. And okay, moving on to the main event. It was Luke Riley, a kid who I was really, really high on and impressed with. Came in and got the job done with against the tough, very fucking game Michael Aswell, who they end up going all 3. And Luke Riley was a little bit disappointed with his performance, but I wasn't. But, you know, because Michael Aswell is just tough, man. He's a hard guy to get out of there. And but he ended up getting the job done and ended up bringing home the notch for me in that one. And in the swing bout, it was Michael Venom Page putting on a hell of a stinker against Sam Patterson, and that's all I'm going to say is that he won the fight. Now, moving on. Oh, actually, but when it comes to the other people, I did something kind of a little different last week, and then I pointed out a bunch of up-and-comers who were on that card who, you know, was something to keep an eye on, and they actually all did pretty well. The only 2 that lost out of all of them that I mentioned, coincidentally, were both the Panthers. Lozine Keita, the Black Panther, and then the Pink Panther, Curtis Campbell, who actually both end up taking L's, and Curtis Campbell got it far more of the worst, getting put away, whereas Lozine ended up getting losing by a really close split decision. So, but other than that, they all did really well. Mario Pinto did great, and Brandao Pericic looked kind of sloppy, but he ended up getting the job done in the 1st round. And I didn't actually, necessarily predict him to win, but he's looking pretty good. But I don't know, I mean, with looking like that, I thought he might have looked a little cleaner, but that might have had something to do with his opponent. And now, moving on to this week's card. In the main event, it is the returning style bender, Israel Adesanya, taking on Joe Bodybags Pyfer. Now, there would have been a time I would have had no problem picking Israel Adesanya to win this fight, but at this particular time, it's not necessarily that he's coming off of 3 different losses, because the losses he lost to are 3 of the top guys in the sport. Well, 2 of the top guys in the sport, and then, one fight that maybe kind of is a little more questionable. But, yeah, I don't, just the way they're looking, and I don't know, it's just at the weigh-ins, Izzy didn't look really good. He looked really fucking sapped and really drained out, whereas when Joe Pyfer got on the scale, he looked like he had the fucking eye of the tiger, and he didn't know, he's just looking for who he's going to smash even on his way into that cage. But that's kind of how I see it, being done, because this dude, Joe Pyfer, is really the American dream, you know what I mean? This cat was homeless at one point, fought on Dana White's Contender Series, won his contract into the UFC. On the way out, happened to mention to Dana White that he didn't have anywhere to go after he left. Well, fucking Dana White ended up renting a house for him for over a year. And, you know what I mean? When they actually say that, what a piece of shit Dana is and all this and that, he does stuff like that from time to time, you know what I mean? And Joe Pyfer's been kind of paying him back by coming in and winning fights and looking good and looking exciting and usually fucking putting people away, and that's what I got a feeling he's going to end up doing tomorrow. If Izzy tries to, I believe Izzy is going to, he feels like he's testing himself to see where he's at. I don't think that's the case with Joe. I think Joe's coming in to knock his head off, and I believe he's going to end up getting a finish. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I really don't mind, but, I do got a strong feeling that Body Bags is going to get it done inside the distance. And in your co-main event, it is former champion Alexa Grasso rematching Macy Barber. And this is an interesting one because um, Alexa Grasso and actually one other fighter were the only ones to have beaten Macy Barber. But and I believe Macy Barber is one of the least kind of popular fighters in the UFC. She's definitely one that gets under people's skin. But when she fights like an absolute spoiled child, and I believe she's going to end up getting the job done, tomorrow. And what I mean by saying that she fights like a spoiled child means she goes out there and gives it 100%, does not fucking quit, and has won fights that I believe a lot of people didn't think she was going to win. She ended up pulling it off, and I believe that's what's going to end up happening tomorrow. So, my two picks for tomorrow will be to get it done: Joe Bodybags Piper and Macy Barber. And it's not really a bad card, Otherwise, a lot of familiar names, cats like Navajo Sterling, who's got a pretty funny, interesting name. Also, cool looking dude, but he's got like the silver fucking hair, so he actually looks like a guy who would be named Navajo Sterling. Ricky Simone's another that's gonna be a banger, actually, taking on Adrian Yanez. That's gonna be, I believe, the sleeper of the whole card, and I think that might be the second fight. Like right after the opening, the opening bout. I believe that's the second fight of the prelims, and that one's gonna be a slugfest. I guarantee it. Marcin Tybura coming back at heavyweight. Chase Hooper, who's another kid who does not look like he would be a fighter at all. He looks like a child, but he gets in there and he gets it done. But he's got a tough test against him. Ignacio Bahamonde is another great fighter, and as well as Terrence T-Rex McKinney is another knockout artist. Is going to be in action tomorrow, so it's going to be a good one. As well as the retirement fight for Michael Chiesa, who I don't know if anybody's necessarily familiar with him, but he won the season 14, I believe it was, of the Ultimate Fighter. It was their only live season, meaning that they did the fights live on Friday nights, so he had to actually stay in the Ultimate Fighter house like 2 to 3 times longer than anybody else did. You know what I mean? And that was so, but yeah, tomorrow will be his last fight. And I can't remember who his original opponent was, but he fell out and he got a much stiffer opponent in Nico Price. And that's going to be a rough one. I believe that's going to be a rough one for Chiesa to get done. I don't know. He might get it done. I don't know. But it'll be the last one, for him. And either way, it should be a good card. Interesting. Like I said, a lot of names. And if you've been watching for a while, when you look, it's kind of like every fight or every other fight. It's like, oh, okay, I know him. So, whether they win or lose is another story. But again, my picks are Joe Piper and Macy Barber to get the job done. And with that, since we're kind of running a little, shorter on time, I believe we'll go back to you, Scott.
Dude, it's all good, man. Like I said,
Oh, no problem.
We run off the rails. We just jump on the other rails. So
Yeah,
if we don't
I
get
got it all
something,
in. Shit.
yeah, I know, man. Good job. Like if we don't get something in, we don't get something in.
Hey, you know what's crazy is I got my notes sitting here, and up above it, I have Buff Bagwell written. So if you didn't bring up Buff, I was going to. So you actually led into, what I had planned on talking about at some point. So that was, that worked out pretty nice.
So I mean, we're kind of rooting for Buff right now, man. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
if Zach Gowen could do it, so can Buff.
Right. I don't know. Buff's going to be doing backflips and all that. But
Yeah, times 6, man.
Right.
So Buff, he kept
He looked
everything
fucking
in
good, though, didn't he?
Yeah, looked really good.
I couldn't believe it. It's like, damn, that's what I said. I thought it was Sting. That's weird, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's like, oh shit, it's the Stinger. And then looked at it's like, hell no, that ain't Sting. That's
Sting,
Marcus.
man. Sting got this crazy ass Duck Dynasty beard now.
Does he really? Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. It's like black and gray. Even his beard is black and white, dude.
No, that's nuts.
And it ain't face paint. I mean, it is. Dude, he's got like a big, thick Sam Elliott mustache, dude, into a goatee.
That's funny.
It's the craziest shit, man. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I was just.
How's it going, mijo? Fucking Roadhouse, man.
Man, we are just we are like so close to WrestleMania, and we'll be talking about that in just a couple weeks.
Now, are they gonna put it somewhere where I can watch the motherfucker? Or is it gonna be on ESPN?
It's on ESPN.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks because this is the first year we haven't watched the Royal Rumble, so this will be the first. Well, not the first one ever, but first one in a while. Usually if nothing else, I'll watch WrestleMania and the Rumble by myself if I have to. But yeah, this year I end up catching the highlights and the replay. That's, I don't know, a little bit of a bummer.
I agree. I mean, but you know what? There's like some people that they fight the system and they play it for free on YouTube.
Right.
And
I never am able to find any of those people. You know what I mean? Where they got like my one buddy would tell me that all the time. Be like, oh, I ain't worried about it. There's always a stream. Like, I've fucking never found us. I wouldn't even know
oh,
where to look. You know?
there's people on TikTok that film it or
Okay.
that shoot it, and they just sit there and they it's like you're sitting in the house with them, man.
Right. Well, I mean, actually, if you're willing to wait, it seems like they fucking pump it to you like right after everything happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like about a
So
half hour later, anything that happened, they're showing it on YouTube, trying to get them
real,
hits.
real fast, man.
Oh
Check
my fucking god!
that. So for people at home, man, and wondering why he just said that, it's because I sent them a picture of the stinger.
Oh my goodness! Oh, if they could see this picture, oh my god! I love you, all of you. Check him out. That
Dude,
is great. He looks like, you know who he looks like? He looks like fucking Pops. He looks like my dad. Smaller
does it?
nose. You know what I mean? But the beard, that's the kind of beard my dad's rocked fucking pretty much his whole life. Except, Pops is bald now too.
Yeah, I
If you
mean,
put that beard on an older Pete Townsend, that's Pops.
uh, I'm uh, I'm like knocking something out here, man, and
Okay.
uh,
That trips me out. The fact that he rolls with the all white, you know what I mean? That's cool right there. I wish my beard would grow like that, but my fucking shit grows where I think told you, right? Like it's gray everywhere but the mustache part where it looks like I got like a Hulk Hogan stash going on. So I got like the reverse Hulk Hogan if I let my beard grow natural. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I end up doing the just for men appeal, not to
if
give any secrets away.
if you look at the
But, it
screen,
looks so natural, right, you know?
if you look at the screen, man, I just posted that picture on the group
That is
here.
great.
Uh,
That is great. That's a trip, man. That's
yeah,
the
dude,
stinger, man.
he looks like a long faced Joker with the chin,
Yeah,
because it like blends in with the face paint.
yeah, that's too much, man. That is
Uh,
just too much.
uh,
Of course, he's probably thinking he's got another run in him, huh?
oh,
What is up?
he
What is
does.
up with these guys, man? That's what I'm saying, but that's what I was kind of saying about the fight game. It's like the fight game decides when you're retired, not like the wrestling. You think, well, I got one more left in me. You know what I mean? As the
Yeah.
Undertaker would probably say, you know what I mean? I think I
Well,
got one
but
more run in me.
I haven't planned anything in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Uh, I haven't talked. I haven't been on the Powers Point podcast in a couple or a month. But in 2 weeks, right here, you're going to hear this first, man. We are going to go over whatever they give us for WrestleMania. The matches. They already got a couple that are building up, man, and some really good ones, man. Right now, the World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. This is shaping up to be good, man.
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
we're looking at maybe Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. He manhandled Brock Lesnar.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
and man, there's some good shit coming. And 2 days of venture, was it 18th and the 19th of April? So back in Vegas, and the ticket sales are low. By
Yeah.
this time last year, they did 50 something thousand each day, but now they're only at like 28, 30,000 each day, and they're a little worried. But when you sell your damn tickets for $70,000 a ticket for 2 day event for front row, you know, I'd rather sit at my house with my boys, have some food, and
Yep.
see it better than they can, and you get to hear the commentary.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
I hope
For 7 grand,
Danhausen,
man, you could fucking, you could bring everybody in, right? Couldn't you? You know what I mean? Couldn't you transport everybody to the fucking?
shit, dude. They it's crazy that it is people bring kids
Yeah.
and the kids aren't even like they're just there. You
They're
know what I
just, yeah,
mean?
they ain't appreciating it.
And so I think they said that the top row, the very last seat, is over $1,000, and
That's ridiculous.
that is ridiculous. But
That's ridiculous. What about Theory? Is Theory on the show or no?
I think they're going to have like a three-way tag team. It's looking like that. It's
Okay.
going to be because Logan Paul and Austin Theory said that they will be the champions. So
Tag team champions? They're rolling as a tag team now?
no, they told Paul that they promised that they'll get the belts. They'll take care of the Usos
Okay.
and Danhausen, dude. They're making their money on that dude.
He's a funny kid, man.
And did you see the? Uh, it was Grayson Waller, Kofi Kingston, and Danhausen in the back. Did you see
No.
that interview?
No, no, I
So
didn't see that.
so Danhausen, he wanted to be part of the New Day, and Kofi's talk shit, right? And
Yeah.
Danhausen reared back, and he's like, "Well, I got three words for you. You are." And Kofi's like, "Oh shit!" And he grabbed Grayson and threw him in front of him as Danhausen said, "Cursed." And Grayson Waller flipped the fuck out, dude. And
Uh-oh.
because Kofi believes in all that stuff, his character. So it's it's good stuff, and I can't wait. So in 2 weeks, guys, right here, we're going to talk about what's going on for WrestleMania 42. Next year for 43, it's in Saudi Arabia if it's still here.
Yeah.
Uh, but maybe that'll be the cause for them to be back here. I meant they moved it from Atlanta, Georgia this year to Vegas.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, yeah, because or New Orleans. And
Okay.
remember, because The Rock came out and he's like, WrestleMania 42 is going to be in the Superdome. And then
Oh,
and then a week later, they're like, oh, WrestleMania 42's back in Vegas because Vegas offered more money. So I guess business is business, but it's kind of shitty right now. So
yeah. Yeah.
uh, we got we're going to have Rhea
Yeah.
Ripley versus Jade Cargill.
Now, you talk about, like, I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but it doesn't seem to me like they're pushing that to be like what it is. Like, that's a good one, man.
Oh, dude, you're not on Twitter that much no more, and there's huge fights between them.
Yeah,
And
between
then
those two, right? Like, they're saying that's real, that they got real heat between each other.
yeah, they got real heat. And then
Okay.
like Piper Niven, she stuck
Okay.
up. She must have not got the memo, man, because she jumped in and went right after Jade, and then Jade turned on Piper, and then that got nasty.
No, wow.
And I'm thinking, man, I hope that wasn't a work. Like I really hope it was a work.
Right.
But they talk shit about each other. It's really good stuff. And then on the other side, it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I
Nice.
really hope Orton wins this. Uh, but
Now,
again,
their thing with Jade is that she's not a good worker, right?
correct. You
Okay.
know where she came from, right?
Yes.
So she was a bouncer in a bar, for those that didn't know. Shaquille O'Neal discovered her. And then next thing you know, her first match was against Brandy and Cody Rhodes versus Shaq and Jade Cargill. And that's where Shaq fell backwards off the apron.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
it's and then Shaq disappeared out of the ambulance, and yeah, it was crazy. So it's
Yeah, so
fun
she's
stuff.
pretty much a specimen that they're trying to teach to wrestle.
Dude, she would be an amazing Storm in X-Men movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's amazing standing there, that's for sure. To stand
right.
there and to look at, outside of the in-ring skills, like you couldn't, like they used to say about if you built a wrestler from the ground up, it would look like Randy Orton. I believe the same thing, but with Jade Cargill. It's like she's really flawless as far as optics sake. You know what I mean? Physical presentation. She's got it all.
Hey, real fast, man. I made a song for my mom, and then
Okay.
when we come back, we're gonna jump into everybody else's favorite Beyond the A side. So we'll be right back. Okay, guys. I just gotta get this out of the way.
I've been staring at the ceiling, counting cracks and counting days, running circles in my mind now, trying to find the words to say. There were things we never talked through, pages left we never turned. Now I'm standing in the silence with the lessons that we learned. You were distant like a shadow, moving just outside my reach. Every now and then you'd find me, say a little, never speak. Held on to every moment like it might just disappear. Now I'm holding on to memories, wishing you were somewhere near. So go rest where the light don't fade, where the nights don't feel this long, where the weight you carried slips away and the hurt is finally gone. I'll be here with the words we never said and the love we couldn't show. Yeah, go rest where the light finally stayed, even if I'll never know. Got a house full of old stories, voices I ain't heard in years. We're all laughing through the heartache, trying to drown out all the tears. Funny how it takes a goodbye just to bring us back again. All the broken roads behind us lead us right here in the end. And I won't pretend I understand it, I won't say it all makes sense, but I'm learning how to carry all this anger, all this emptiness. And somewhere in between it, there's a peace I almost feel, like forgiveness in the distance, like something slowly starting to heal. So go rest where the light don't fade, where the nights don't feel this long, where the weight you carried slips away and the hurt is finally gone. I'll be here with the words we never said and the love we couldn't show. Yeah, go rest where the light finally stayed, even if I'll never know. I'll be alright someday, just not tonight. Go rest where the light finally stayed.
All right, that song, I played it for my mom, and that's about as much tribute as I'm going to be throwing out there. And right now, it's time for Beyond the A Side, where hidden gems, rare tracks, and deep cuts get their moment in the spotlight. And guiding you through the grooves tonight is none other than my buddy here, your go-to guy for discovering the songs you didn't know you needed but won't stop playing. Keith, again, the mic is yours.
Flip the wax, turn it over, beyond the A side, where the midnight rover, digging deep cuts, yeah, the freaks collide. Keith's got the sound from the other side.
All right, for you lovers of sound, it's Beyond the A Side, your weekly B side from the streets of the East Side. And if you listen to my latest record of Mackey's Record Shop, you will hear that I announced the full length album debut for Violet Grohl is dropping, I believe, sometime in early May, late May. I can't remember what the actual date was. But having seen the official track list, that gives her what is her first, I believe, official B side. And it is a song, I guess, kind of going with tonight's theme, that is a tribute to the late David Lynch, the director, creator, producer, whatever it is you want to call it, of some real family friendly movies like, Wild at Heart and Blue Velvet, such like that. You know what I mean? Good family viewing. But the song is called What's Heaven Without You. And it's a collaboration actually with Persia Newman, who is the daughter of Gary Newman, a guy I may have talked about a time or two also on the record shop. And, it's a good, slow track. Obviously got a little bit of a melancholy feel, but it's definitely, if you like Violet, you know what I mean, then I believe you'll like this song. And I figured, while we still have live shows to do, and might as well get her beyond the A side in there, get her first B side in, because we're digging, myself and I guess Dave too, we're digging how her career is progressing now. I recently watched an interview that she had done, and she said something that I don't want to say it didn't necessarily sit well with me, you know what I mean? But it just, I don't know, I didn't necessarily agree with. And where she was talking about AI music, which obviously myself, Jay Hatter, and our host Scott is, practitioners of and fans of. And what she said was, I couldn't imagine trying to compete with someone and a computer. And I thought to that, well, you're not. You're not competing with any, AI music is AI music. It's its own fucking thing. You know what I mean? The only person that you are competing with is Violet Grohl. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter, what the next person does. You know what I mean? Everything you do is going to be based in the future on what you do. Is it going to be better than what you've already done? Is it going to be worse than what you've already done? It doesn't matter how good it is you do. You know what I mean? You're not going to be Keith Mackey, and Keith Mackey is not going to be Violet Grohl. So I am not your competition. AI music is not your competition. You are your own competition. You know what I mean? And I believe, it doesn't pose any sort of threat into what she's doing now. Obviously, cats, your average person don't happen to have the Foo Fighters in house with them. You know what I'm saying? Where you can actually, get into the organic music. Now, obviously, I love fucking organic music. You know what I mean? I've done it, made it myself for 20 plus fucking years, to where I'm not, strictly an AI person myself. But think about, the kid in the middle of Idaho, Iowa, fucking whatever, somewhere, or the kid here, right here in T-Town, that just doesn't know anybody. They don't have friends who are musicians. They don't have any fucking other source. And you know what I mean? And they practice using the AI. They get better at that. And then eventually they go on to something better, something different, something bigger, or they just get even better at what that is. Nobody seemed to have an issue. Well, I guess maybe they did, in the time when hip hop was coming out and using majority fucking samples for their instrumentals. You know what I mean? It wasn't, that today is looked on as a respected fucking art form. And I don't see why AI music shouldn't, carry at least the same. At the end of the day, is it good to your ears or is it not? You know what I'm saying? And so again, I don't think, I think summing that up, I do not believe Violet Grohl is competing with AI music. I believe she's, going to be just fine, whether it exists or not. And so your weekly B-side this week is Violet Grohl, What's Heaven Without You? And with that, back to you, Scott.
I'm so sick of AI, but take Jay Hatter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jay Hatter writes his poetry. Jay Hatter, and I can't say this is true, but if you write stuff, hiring a band, man, and studio time and everything, it's a lot of money, But the man writes his poetry and puts it in the AI several different ways. It gives him a different thing each time. And it's like me, I write stuff. He writes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Another actually thing of that is, I guess I never really made it, is a lot of the music like you hear on the record shop is actually trained off of my fucking organic recordings. You know what I mean? Like I've loaded up my fucking 4-track recordings and had these things fucking trained off of my recordings. So sometimes when you're hearing like the tones and the whatever, those are my tones. So it is, to some degree, you know what I mean? Like my shit is in there. It may be AI, it may be whatever the fuck, but it's like I said, it's trained and fucking, you know what the word trained means, obviously, right? That it's,
Yeah.
how they build up, how they do it. But, a lot of it is trained off of my instrumentals.
Nice, nice.
Thank
And
you.
it's how many songs are from the 12-bar blues?
The
A
Scott
ton
Weiland
of
album?
a ton of songs. You know, uh, just like
I think there's 12.
no, no, there's a ton, man, because the blues
No,
is
he's
all,
he's saying you said yes about the Scott Weiland song, right? He says how many songs are from 12 Bar Blues? I think there's 12 on there.
or
If
is he
that's what you're
talking
asking.
about actual music that uses the 12-bar blues?
Okay.
You know,
All he said
12.
was yes, so I'm confused.
Yeah, yeah. So a lot of common blues. Yeah,
Oh
it's a
yeah, of
common,
course, yes.
So
Well, they say 90% or 90+% of pop music is written in 4/4 time. 4/4 is that's not all that fucking difficult. You know what I mean? It is, I guess, if you're whatever, but as far as 4/4 time when you're writing, for the AI, it's pretty, that's pretty
and you
doable.
know
I
what?
mean,
If people have such a hard time with AI, like artists,
mhm.
well, maybe they should push themselves. You're getting paid a shitload of money. Push yourself.
That's what
You
I
know,
say. You know what I mean? You have an opportunity. If it exists, you have an opportunity to do something better.
right, right. If you can make something better than what you're hearing, do it. Stop bitching about it. Do it.
Right.
Instead of sitting around in your fancy mansion with your fancy cars, I'm sitting in a basement in my P3 studio and I'm making better shit than some of these people.
Yeah.
I
And
use a lot of my own
again,
lyrics.
it's like, do you want to be a musician or do you want to be a rock star? You know what I mean? You can be a musician and not make any fucking money. You know?
Yeah. And so they're always going to be, I want to send my lyrics to an artist, but there are not many people that would use them. But you know what? Jay Hatter, they could still see your style. They could still see your poetry, and you never know who's going to see. Maybe not this artist, but maybe that artist liked it so much and it doesn't fit their style, but they have somebody and they know somebody that could use it. You
Yeah.
never know until you send your stuff out.
But there's
You
room
know,
for everything.
right,
You know what I mean? That's why the shit exists. That's why whatever. There's room for everything. Everything fucking has a right to exist, you know?
right, right, and now they got video maker like connected to my AI music maker,
Okay.
and it'll play like a 45-second clip of an actual person singing my shit.
That's great.
So again, and does that really matter because they don't even really make videos no more. Maybe I want my SCTV.
It's a lost art form, that's for sure.
Right, right, man. They videos were awesome back in the day,
Fuck yeah, it was. Fuck, it was
and
the
and,
best,
and
man.
I remember back in my day.
I know.
Like, dude, when MTV started, a shitload of artists that you never seen knew existed from the UK and Germany, like Nina, uh,
Fuck
you
yeah.
and the hot chicks like Susanna Hoffs in the Bangles. I'm her friend
Who?
again, I'm her friend again, buddy.
Never heard of her.
Dude. Uh, no, so if she's listening, I doubt she's listening to this long one, but she said she has she's changed her mind about me,
Is
and
that right?
because I was sitting with my dad talking with her, in the nursing home, and she said people that have patients like that, it shows a lot about their character. So now we're good.
Oh, awesome.
Now I just got to get her on my freaking show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, Jay Hatter, you never know again, man. You're super talented. You are super talented, my friend. Send shit out there. You never know. I know some country singers, man, and they can even have look at your stuff. So, I meant, in order, like the song says, man, take a leap of faith. Metal God, what's up, brother?
That's a
Uh,
great name. Mhm.
I hope to God it's a guy. Uh, I hope I didn't offend nobody,
Right.
but appreciate you being here. I'll be sending some country rock your way, man. Dude, I appreciate you sending us your stuff because as soon as you do, every one of the 2300 society here, we all listen to your stuff and we all dig it. Dig it, dig it, dig it. And speaking of that, let me just drop a few things real fast, man. If you like this show, awesome. We appreciate you being here. Usually on Saturdays, we drop Static Temptations. It's 45 minutes of music, no talk. I'm talking about uh, EDM. I'm talking lasers, trance, industrial, booty shorts. That's
Mhm.
Dave's favorite. And
No speak, all beat.
yes, and we I'm going to be honest. There's nothing going to release tomorrow, but I'll knock it out by Sunday. So if you guys can give me an extra day, awesome. Uh, Tuesday, my man here, Keith, opens up the Mackey's record shop to the public, man, and he tells you about the what's happening in the music industry, and he plays his own beats, man, his own tunes, and you never know what you're going to get there as far as the music, because you could be like rocking out to one of his tunes, and then all of a sudden it goes into like a concerto from a piano, and from there it goes up to like choirs. Give it a listen, man. It's called Mackey's Record Shop. That drops on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, there's supposed to be a PowerPoint podcast, the flagship. Uh, on Thursday, my man Dave, who just called in not too long ago, well, he's the only one I called in. And I apologize. Him and his son, they're up in Michigan, man. They got the most offbeat of all the network here's show. You never, ever, ever know what you're going to get with them, man. They talk about craziness. And yes, Dave, for the people that can't see, they're fucked. So,
Hey, I take fucked over cookie cutter any fucking day.
right, right. And, man, it's just a good time. And if anybody is listening to this and they always said, I wonder if I could do a podcast, I wonder if I could do a show. Yes, you freaking can. You can contact me at powers31911. Man, you can join the network. I pay for your damn service to even to put it, like I let people hear you off of mine. And we rise together, as Keith says. And
Absolutely.
I meant we don't do it for money, especially these damn commercials that Podbean loves to throw at you. You gotta have like 1,000 just to get $2, which there's something wrong with that. But check all the shows out. They pop out. We put a lot out, and wish some of the girls I used to know used to put out. But uh,
I thought something similar. Like
I know Dave. I
just like
know
a
Dave.
lady you wish you knew.
I know Dave. Dave thought that too. And I'm sorry, my mind's wandering right now, man. The
That's
bed's right
okay.
behind me, and I'm like, damn, I'm almost time to getting ready to sleep. Uh, so all of a sudden, an excitement has popped over me. But give all these shows a listen. Give Jay Hatter Wonderland a listen when he pops on live, man. Give his shows a listen. You won't regret it. Uh, Metal God, I want to say you have a show. I'm not sure, but check out a lot of shows like South Oz Man from Australia. He has an awesome show. It sounds like uh, what's his name? Help me out here, man. Gladiator.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk to these guys. Yes, Dave.
We had
God
his
bless.
sister on a couple weeks ago. Remember that?
Yeah. We had Dave's cousin. She never came back once she'd seen he was in the room.
She never
Uh,
came back when she seen Dave was there.
uh, but like Dave said, God bless booty shorts, man. And Dave's
Absolutely.
talking religious right there. You're getting banned, Dave. Uh, uh, I'm sorry. I'm just like rushing now.
Right.
And but you know what? Who cares? We got 9 minutes, and I'm going to play one more song. Hello, boys. What is this show about, Metal God? Well, it's anything and everything. No religion, no politics, no judgment. Be black, white, gay, Mexican, straight. You could call yourself see yourself as a horse or a dog or a cat. You could be the prostitute down the street. That's really last pick.
Or you can see yourself as a god of metal.
Yeah. So it's yeah, me too, Jay. Uh, so is Dave. But yeah, so it's really cool, man. We are on every Friday night at 11 o'clock Central, 2300, and 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Or our friend Jill, 10 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, and Jay Hatter. We got that a couple hours back behind us. So, man, if you like what you hear, Metal God, give us a listen, man. We play some tunes. I play some AI tunes, but you could check out a lot of stuff on the PowersPoint network. Just look up PowersPoint podcast, and you'll see all of our shows. And yeah, okay. Listen to Jay Hatter's show, and make sure you follow him, and you'll get notified when he hits live. So, guys, honestly, I couldn't have made it through this week without each and every one of you. This has been like one of the hardest weeks I've ever had in my life. And honestly, without you guys all listening to that, man, I would be fucked. So, but
Man, we're here for you, bud.
and I appreciate that. And again, listen to all the fabulous shows, man. You're going to like something if you are looking for high grade audio. My man right here, Keith, he puts on a damn good show. Dave and Dakota, they put on a damn good show. I like to try to keep up with them, but they're too freaking good. So, thanks, Metal God. Dude, I don't know why I keep thinking I'm at like a Foo Fighter with the Dave Grohl. He's like Kiss guy,
Yeah, the Kiss guy was wicked.
But I'm going to sign off with another song, man. And again, give us all a listen. Again, I can't do this without all y'all. And
likewise, bro, we appreciate you back, man. You know what I mean? We'll get to, we'll all get to a better place. You know what I mean? For sure.
Right. And that's all I got. So I'm Scott Powers signing off, and you're listening to the Powers Point podcast, and that's my man Keith Mackey over there in Toledo. So we will talk to you guys later.
See you guys next week.
Bye. If this damn thing would, there it goes. It's called Neon Saints and Broken Truths.
There's a preacher on the corner selling heaven for a dime. Says he's got all the answers if you just fall in line. There's a kid with a guitar playing dreams he can't afford, singing songs about redemption no one's listened for. There's a waitress counting tips like they might just set her free. Every dollar's just a bandage on what she used to be. There's a man behind the desk with a smile carved in stone, building walls of reputation while he is breaking down at home. Everybody's got a story, everybody's got a scar. We're all just chasing something, don't know what we're looking for. I just need something to believe in, something real I can hold on to. Not another empty promise or a lie dressed up as truth. Give me a fire in the darkness, give me more than just a name. Yeah, I'm tired of all the talking, I need something I can feel in my veins. There's a woman in the mirror, doesn't recognize her face. All the years of trying to be perfect just erase what she became. There's a headline screaming